Leon, I have some bad news.
Hello YouTube and welcome to my Let's Play Resident Evil 4
I'm afraid I have to tell you
Part
anyway.
7
We've
Reedition.
lost contact with the chopper.
Yeah,
Someone must
so
have
I'm
shot
back.
it down, though we
I
can't
haven't
determine
been
who.
Great.
posting any
We're
videos
prepping
for
another
about 2
chopper
weeks
for you.
now, and
Meanwhile,
really,
I want you to head towards the
problem is
extraction
it's pretty
point.
time
Got it.
consuming to do these videos, but don't worry, I'm back. I'm gonna finish it. The walkthrough will be finished. That's for sure. I've pretty much beaten the game, so I'm just too lazy.
What are we gonna do, Leon?
So
Hate to say it, but we're sandwiched, all right. Quick, in that cabin!
Gandos, Ganados, I just call them freaking Gandos. I don't know what they call them. Gandos, but I just call them zombie guys that walk
Leon!
who has flowers in their head. I just call them guys, I don't know.
Small world, eh?
Pretty
Well,
amusing cutscene, yeah.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
Such a
How
badass.
rude! And I don't believe there's any
Who's
relevance
just-
with my figure and my standing. Who are
Biggest
you?
badass you can ever see.
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness. Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce herself first before asking someone his name.
Her name's Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Is she... well, you know.
Don't worry. She's cool.
Never mind. There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom before you turn into one of them anyway.
She's cool.
Look,
As if.
Ashley, upstairs.
She's cool. I mean, I think Leon, they make video game
Okay.
protagonists complete retards. Lord Sadler, the guy he met in the church, told him that when she'll be released to her father, there'll be one hell of a party. So, I mean, put 2 and 2 together, Leon, of course she's not fine. God, they're so slow. So this part is not easy. It's not incredibly hard once you know it, but it's not easy at first. Basically, I have to survive. You know, thinking about the first time I played this game, I really enjoyed getting stuck at these parts, and yeah, I used to get stuck at the first one. I used to play this game when I was about 9 years old, 10 years old, when it came out. I'm really scared of it. I wasn't really into Resident Evil games, because basically I've only at the time I only watched the movie, and I just shot Louise there. I thought he was a Gandos though, so I was basically into the movies with Mila Jovovich. I saw Resident Evil and Resident Evil Apocalypse, and I wanted to get into the games, but I wasn't sure what game to play, because it was at the time in 2005, 2006, it was just a huge pile of Resident Evil games. I was in a local shop one day and I saw Resident Evil Outbreak and Resident Evil 4 staring at me. I was tempted to get 4, but I went with Outbreak. I liked the game, but it was a bit too scary for my liking. You gotta remember, I was only about, what, 9, 10 at the time. So yeah, I was pretty scared by that game. Couldn't really play it. I decided, you know, well, might as well give the game another chance. And another video game shop about a few months later, I found Resident Evil 4, took it, and instantly it became one of my favourite games of all time, and it probably is my favourite game of all time. It's such fun. Gameplay is different from the old games, because the development for Resident Evil 4 was really a big thing. I read that Capcom wanted it to be the last game of the franchise, and it was originally supposed to be, if you can check on YouTube, I'm sure people watching this video know what I'm talking about, Resident Evil 3.5. That game is just, it makes you draw in like amazement at how amazing that game actually looks like. Everything was great about the game. It was scary. It was a classic Resident Evil game. It was like Resident Evil Rebirth plus Silent Hill 2 combined. That's how good it looked. So basically, they wanted something different. The first project came over. The first project became the Devil May Cry. Sorry, yeah. And then they did another project, and it was supposed to be that I think Leon gets infected with this virus, and he sees and goes, and all that. That's the 3.5. And there was a project before the 3.5, but I can't recall that one. And then basically Shinji Mikami, he took it all over and decided to start fresh with this one. And basically the only thing they kept was probably Leon's look and Leon as a main protagonist. And yeah, it changed the gameplay completely. Made popular the third person view. Over shoulder view, sorry, yeah, mostly over shoulder. The only game that does that after that was Gears of War, I think. So now, the problem is, the current Resident Evil games, they tend to, like Resident Evil 5 was a complete rehash of Resident Evil 4. Although it was a fun co-op game and a really fun game to play, the puzzle element and the survival horror element is completely dead. In Resident Evil 4, the survival horror element is toned down significantly, but if you think about it, really, it is scary. There is scary parts in the game with Resident Evil 4. There is, like, the first time you play it, it's not the scariest really enjoying all the time, but Resident Evil 5 completely killed it. It was just an action game, an action adventure game. Resident Evil 6, I was looking forward to that game. I was disappointed. I do like the game. I'm not hating on Resident Evil 6, but I was disappointed with it because there was nothing new with the game. There was pretty much it tried to be a Michael Bay Hollywood blockbuster. That's what it felt like playing. It's like watching a film. I want to play Resident Evil. I want to have that puzzle element. I want to have limited ammo. I want to be running from zombies. I want to be scared. That was Resident Evil. That Resident Evil defined survival horror. Now it's just basically dead. Or was it dead? With Revelations winning a step in the Revelations was a step in the right direction. Sorry. So Revelations being the latest Resident Evil game,
So,
maybe
what do
the
we
series
do
can only go in the right direction. We'll have to see.
I guess we have no choice but to keep moving.
Resident Evil 7 apparently,
something.
there's
You
rumours
guys
that
go on
Alice is going to
ahead.
make an appearance in that. They do
Louis.
that, they're going to kill the Resident Evil franchise. We'll just have to wait to see. Oh, I've been talking all through this about my Resident Evil experience. Maybe you find it informative. How long have we been playing? About 10 minutes, yeah. I did quite well this chapter actually. I'm not the best player in the world, of course, I'm far from that. I'm an average Resident Evil 4 player, I'd say. To say what's my favourite video game of all time when people ask me, I think I have to say Resident Evil 4 because just looking at it, just the way it plays, everything about it, it's just a game that you can play over and over again and never get tired of. It's just a perfection game. And no matter how much they're going to try and feed off the success of it, like with Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, it's never going to meet up to that standards. Resident Evil 4 is a unique game, that's what it should stay as. The next Resident Evil game should just be, I don't know, if you just think of like the franchise in 2002 when they remade the original Resident Evil, you had a game that stands up still well today. The graphics of that game is just superb. Everything about that game is superb. So if they were to remake that game today, can you just imagine how amazing it looked?
What are you
Look at fans have remade Resident Evil 2, and that looks amazing. I mean, Capcom had to remake Resident Evil 2. That's something they should do. They have to do it.
Is that? Come
So yeah, in this part you get to have yeah. So maybe I should be talking about the game where I'm at right now instead of talking about Resident Evil franchise and ranting about that. Sorry about that. So in this part you get two routes. If you go left, you have to fight 3 chainsaw women. If you go to the right, or was it? Or I think yeah, if you go to the right, you fight the El Gigante again. So basically, going to the right is the best choice because the El Gigante is really easy to kill. Takes probably about 5 or 8 shotgun shells in the head, plus maybe, I don't know, 10 handgun bullets, something like that. As you'll see here, I killed him pretty easy. Your first instinct while going, if you choose this route, would be to run. And they lock up all the doors and you have to, it gets like intense, but really, he's really easy, so you shouldn't be scared of him, just fight him. It's right. It's the most clever route. She gets in the way, of course. Oh, that went bad. Lucky. The red line is very powerful. See how easy he is? 20 bullets and he went down. See, well, the remote is just so fast. It's so fast that you just swing it so fast, it's so easy to kill him. I think I missed him there. Oh, I missed the shit. Pretty clever though, you know, that to break that boulder in front of him. And this is a 2004 game as well. Oh, I suck at this game, honestly. Yeah, I think I'll finish him off there now. There we go. Should be dead right now. There we go. Nearly got me. 15,000. I love how it's 15,000 but in gold pieces. Makes no sense. So yeah. I should be uploading part 8 this week if you're into this walkthrough. And I do thank you for watching this walkthrough actually. I appreciate the audience for the people who watch. I do thank you very much. So making videos is just a hobby for me. I just don't. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I've been pretty much camera shy. I like to sit in front of the camera and record myself doing video game pickups, but you know, it's something I just love doing as a hobby. You know? So we're getting up to the 15-minute mark, so I might end the video here. Tune in for part 8. We'll be going. What are we doing in part 8? I think, yeah, fighting the big cheese. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time.